it's been a real eye-opener, but it also really points the way to the power of some of these emerging technologies.
That the value of water will only go up. And that's true everywhere.
What we're doing is making something that could be an early warning system, right?
And certainly some of its most remarkable places are its rivers. When we think about places like the New River or the Gauley River. So I'm Todd Petty. I'm a professor of aquatic sciences. I'm in the Wildlife and Fisheries Resources program. I teach classes in freshwater ecology and river ecology, as well as a class in fisheries management. So a lot of things having to do with water. Well, what the chemical spill taught us is that water is extremely valuable, and we just often take it for granted because we have so much of it. You know, if you go out west, they have droughts on a regular enough basis that they understand the value of their water. It was pointed out to me by a visiting scientist, and he has spent a lot of time out west and here back east. And he's like, the one thing that you notice when you go out west is that every hotel, every place you go to has fountains, has water fountains. And when you come east, nobody does. And yeah, so I think one of the difficult things when you try to compare any natural resource like water to another natural resource like coal or any mineral that maybe gets mined, is that the value, the economic value of water spread across so many different facets of life that it almost gets, pardon the pun, but it gets diluted. You know, its real value gets diluted because you've got a tourism sector, you've got a quality of life sector. People's willingness to pay for clean water is huge. You've got a recreational sector, you've got the power industry sector.
I'm John Keefe. I spend most of my days as an editor on the data news team at WNYC Public Radio in New York City. EPA and local governments can't monitor every stretch of every body of water the whole time, right? But a whole bunch of citizens with pretty cheap sensors and Gatorade bottles could, right? At this point, it's really just about detecting, is something different? Is something weird? Is the water unusually warm? Is it unusually conductive?
Well, when we were doing Streamlab and looking at the sensors and sort of educating ourselves within the class, I mean, our original impetus for that was the chemical spill in Charleston, but it was like opening up a Pandora's box of issues about water, not just in our state, but nationwide, and realizing the sort of precariousness of water quality and the security of water quality. Sensor journalism is absolutely here to stay, and the reason that is because it's actually part of this other ecosystem, which is called the Internet of Things, and some people call it the Internet of Everything. But what that basically means is we have all of these sensing technologies coming into play that extract data from everything. That includes smart objects, but it also includes our environment. You know, where it gives rise to things like Arab Spring or Black Lives Matter. You know, that's the power of technology and citizen journalism. I think we're going to see the same power of that technology in citizen science and with sensor journalism.
This whole project, what's going on here, was all because water is so important to this community.
And the project through the College of Media is, while the science is not necessarily innovative, what's innovative is that as media experts begin to do science, begin to understand the science, and their ability to communicate that science increases, regardless of the value of the science.